What if I told you there's a place in Kenya where millions of voices were silenced? To uncover these dark secrets, we first needed to pay an entrance fee. Not just for tourism. We did this for the truth. It was time to discover the ills hidden and buried behind these walls. Over 200 years ago, millions of Africans were hidden like shadows in coral caves, where they were chained in silence. In fear, they were left waiting to be shipped as slaves across the Indian Ocean to Zanzibar and finally to the Middle East. Now, imagine being held in captivity in one of the most darkest places you can ever be in, and in one of the most dangerous places you can ever be held, where a rise in the ocean tide can easily take your life. Today we will go deeper, and the deeper we go, the darker it will get. Most of you have never heard this story, but we are here to break it down to you as we walk in the footsteps of the slaves that were once held in a coastal slave port in Kenya's coastal region known as Shimoni. Now, if you're black living in Europe, America, or Asia, your fate might have started from here. Stay with me to find out how your ancestors were once held in Shimoni Caves, a major slave holding port from the 1750s to the 1880s.
The coastline has been forced upward by the movement of tectonic plates until what was once a very beautiful coral reef is now a dry land. There are several caves once joined together and reputed extent of 5 kilometers in length. Due to siltation, the floor has risen, blocking off access to the further caves. What you see now is only the main entrance cavern. Here is where the slaves were kept with the Arabs in the 18th to 19th centuries before shipment to Zanzibar. These slaves were captured by the Arab caravans in hinterland often. After burning and sacking the whole villages in the most brutal circumstances, and then eventually shipped to the famous slave market in Zanzibar for onward shipment to Arabia. So the slaves who were captured from hinterland were entered from the further cave. There are some other caves there. We call them the 3 giant sister caves. Those caves are connected to this one. So the slaves were entered from there all the way up to here. So this was a warehouse for the slaves. It was called a warehouse because the slaves were kept like goods. In front of us, let's go close to you, see? It's a way with semi-salt water. This is a natural well. Nobody if the cement is not it. There's a well in the cave, connect this one underneath as well as the sea. When this is high tide, the level of the water rises up. As water, the level goes down. So the slaves were kept here, given this water to drink. So there's no alternative. It is almost certainly that these caves were used as a slave pen when the slaves were held, pending the arrival of the dhow to the cable to Zanzibar. There are some metal rings underneath the wood and the chain found in the cave. So this circle chain was found here. It was used to tie a slave on the hand or rather on the leg. And this is a metal ring or a metal. And another one, as this is worn out because of rust. So a slave was chained facing like this and furnished, while others are looking not to repeat the same mistake. For example, if a slave is ruled, chained and furnished, so it was the only torturing chamber for the slave. So okay, let's proceed. The side of the geography, we will look through the formation of the coral, from the ground upward, and also upwards coming downwards, stalagmite and stalactite. There are several numbers of stalactites formed by line, dissolved in water, dripping from the roof of the cave. Then the water evaporates, leaving the lime deposit behind. So this stalagmite, so stalagmite and stalactite meet, they form a limestone pillar. Before the first week, and if I told them this, you might go ahead. and down here you see water, and you are heading to the exit where the slaves are taken through, and when it is high tide, water reaches near the entrance there. So you follow the pathways and the tall ones might rise.
Let me tell you in detail how the stalactites and the stalagmites are formed beneath the earth, deep in the darkness of these echoing waves. It all starts with a simple drop of rain absorbing carbon dioxide. As rainwater passes through the atmosphere and seeps through the soil, it absorbs carbon dioxide, becoming a weak carbonic acid. The next step involves limestone dissolving. Here, the acidic water from the rain seeps deep into the ground, reaching the limestone rock, where the acid in the acidic water then dissolves the calcium carbonate from the limestone rock. Soon, inside the cave, the mineral-rich water begins to drip. Water dripping confirms that the calcium-rich water has reached the roof of the cave. As the water droplets hang from the ceiling, some carbon dioxide escapes into the cave air, causing the calcium carbonate to solidify, thereby forming a small deposit. This results in the formation of a stalactite from above the ceiling. As over centuries, these droplets turned deposits grow downward, forming icicle-like stalactites. Unlike stalagmites, stalactites hold tight to the ceiling. See, some deposits must fall. So, the journey doesn't end there. When the deposits which have not held on tight to the ceiling fall and hit the cave floor, more calcium carbonate is deposited on the ground, and slowly, a limestone tower growing upward is built by nature. The tower is the stalagmite. After ages, that is tens of thousands of years, a growing stalactite and a growing stalagmite meet to form stone pillars called columns or pillars. This becomes one of the most impressive inventions of nature, created one drip at a time, a true masterpiece.
So we're going to the exit where the slaves were taken. Please here, worthwhile.
Every shape and every curve you see of the stalactite and stalagmite tells the slow, patient story of time, water, and stone. Here is a quick memory trick to differentiate between a stalactite and a stalagmite. The word stalactite has the letter T in it, signifying that it hangs from the top. On the other hand, the word stalagmite has the letter G in its name, signifying it grows from the ground. Next time you visit a cave, I want you to look closely. You'll be staring at a work of art that nature took thousands of years to create. Stay curious. While proceeding, just think about it. How many women, children, and men slaves do you think passed through here? What were their final fates? Were they kept chained while in captivity? Were there lights in the caves? Or were they kept in total darkness? How deep did the caves go? And how did they know if it is day or night? Maybe we will find out, so stay with us until the end of the video.
So during the slave trade, they built barriers at the mouth of the cave leading to the sea, prevent water for entering inside. And when they left, during the 20th century, when the slave trade was abolished, they broke the barriers and water started to enter inside. So the slaves were in dry places and they could be shipped at any time, as well as the cave was deeper and wider. That was supporting thousands and thousands of slaves. So let's go back to where local people come to worship so that we end up our visits. Okay.
This used to be a major slave holding port in East Africa. Slaves were kept waiting 2 to 3 weeks before being shipped away, with many of them dying on voyages. Those who died were left behind, thrown in the deep waters for sharks to feed. You will notice that water drips from the caves above. Think of how cold it could get for the slaves, sitting in chains naked, birds fluttering their wings, and stale air. Being a slave must have been a rough ordeal. With no fire, no rights, No windows, no clothes, no clocks, and rising tides. Death was inevitable. When the tides rose, slaves only had two options while still chained. You either swam or drowned. Before slave trade was abolished by the British in 1807, and before slave trade was banned internationally in 1857, in 1758, slaves used to wait here, breathing in pain, not knowing their fate. Injustice here was wrapped in silence. If you think the British were any good, think again. When the British came in during the scramble and partition of Africa, they took it a notch higher. In the 1880s, the British East Africa Company established colonial administration at Shimoni. They now kept the slaves in the country but never gave them freedom. They exploited and colonized them. While colonization might have come to an end, in the present day, neocolonialism is still on. These caves are places of historical and cultural importance, but it does not stop there. Today, these caves serve as a historical place, a tourist attraction, and a site for gaining a livelihood. This is an exhibition. It's a window into the dark past and how an African lived in fear in the 1750s. These caves are a window into the horrors of the past. Before you come to the end of the video, allow me to thank you for watching the vlog to this point. Please support us by sharing this video widely to create awareness and have millions of people visit Shimoni Slave Caves to not only support the community but learn about the dark history of slavery in Kenya. Also do support our channel by liking this video, commenting on it, sharing it, and subscribing to our channel as we travel to more places together. We have more videos of Wasini Island coming up. If you want to find out about more hidden gems here, subscribe and hit the notification bell as we are just getting started.
So here is where local people come to worship. For example, if there is no rain or breakout of any disease. So you can see this bottle here with the red liquid inside. It's rose water. It's from rose flower. This is a kind of sacrifice which was there by the locals. So at that time, during the slave trade, when the slaves were kept here, the cave was a sad place. But now it is a happy place because it is under community. All the money goes to the community. So it helps to buy medicine for local dispensaries, paying salary to 16 teachers, as in Kenya some of the teachers are being paid by parents, paying school fees to the bright students from the poor family, assisting in paying emergency medical treatments, providing food for the deaf unit, helping orphans and other community needs. So if you like to make a donation, help the community around is most welcome and will further assist our efforts. Thank you for coming and supporting our community. We hope you have enjoyed your visit and you tell your friends to visit Shimoni. Welcome and have a safe journey. Thank you.
Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.
Yeah. nadhani ile boardwalk ya English Point.
Hiyo ni boardwalk ya Kimasuri. Boardwalk ya Kishuru. Ile kitu vinene zaidi ya kilomita.
Gani hiyo?
Ile boardwalk ya kule.
Boardwalk ni fupi.
Fupi. Tulitembea karibu 30 minutes unajua. Kutembea pale peke yake.
Sijui ulikuwa na drone inachelewesha. Inapeleka pole pole.
Angalia stick.
Sasa pale ni tunaka dog.
Yang ni aneh sana.
Angetaa na flex.
Huko kuna kitu kingine. Huko juu. Kuna njia.
Hiyo njia kwanza kule kwa restaurant.
Mwendo tumeumaliza. Mwendo tumeumaliza. Mwendo tumeumaliza.
These niggas are crazy.